Hey guys, I really want to talk about bringing fun back to gaming, and not so much in a culture war, wokeness in games type way that a lot of other creators are doing right now, but I really want to focus in on the mechanics that are being used by the games and the developers. I will be bringing up everybody's favorite streamer in just a bit, but I'd really like to get cover the overall point before we get into any drama aspects. So let's jump into it. I really think that gaming has been actively subverted away from being fun as a priority, and I think that anyone at or past their 20s right now has noticed this. I don't know if this is groundbreaking for any of you, but I think a lot of it has to do with what the average gaming consumer is expecting from their games right now. If you look at the old games that people have so much nostalgia for, like Crazy Taxi, Resident Evil, Metal Gear, Super Metroid, TF2, Deus Ex, all those types of things, and you listen to the people of those eras talk about those games, it's clear that that generation valued their games on a completely different metric than the majority of gamers seem to in our modern era. In the formula for fun, which is engagement divided by playtime, it's clear that the old school gamers really valued the engagement side of that equation. And I think in the modern day, we tend to put a lot more value on the denominator, which is playtime. I really struggle to believe that a game like Crazy Taxi could succeed in this modern environment. It has repetitive gameplay, small map, shallow, in air quotes, mechanics when compared to something like Elden Ring. Arcade-style games like that really cater to a completely different type of gamer, and I think that we as young men have really been targeted on this issue as a whole. Us as young men, we've always taken pride in our abilities when it comes to games, and that extends to video games. Not only has the metric we're using to value our purchases shifted towards the playtime side of the equation, as I just said, but it's also shifted the formula altogether into something like skill accrued over time spent. Skills always matter to us as a factor, and like I said, we've always prided ourselves on it, but I definitely think that this has overshadowed a lot of the fun aspects of gaming. I think this is most readily apparent in terms of the game modes offered in your average modern product. Call of Duty was once renowned for its campaigns, but over time the focus has really shifted towards multiplayer and competition. Tekken used to really pride itself on wacky, crazy game modes like Tekken Force, but it's hard to say the series is known for much else right now other than the competitive. You can't play a single match of Tekken 8 without it being recorded and uploaded into the cloud for everybody to see. I mean, just the added stress from that alone, the fact that you can end up getting clipped and put on Reddit or YouTube for how bad you got owned. I mean, doesn't that seem like it interferes with the main goal of fun? Well, I think that's because the main goal with a system like that is not fun. It's a practice tool used for learning from your mistakes and getting to a higher level, with the hopes of gaining a better understanding of the game and eventually being able to have more fun because you understand the game better. In the past, with a game like Quake, the recording feature was a way to capture special highlight moments of crazy shots. Same thing with TF2's replay system. In other words, the focus used to be check out this crazy thing that happened in the match, and now it's here's how you won or lost. Hopefully me framing it like that has shown you that the goals of a replay system have shifted in the past 20 years. Much like the games themselves, there's been a shift from how does this system that we're going to implement promote fun that line of thinking, and it's gone to how does this system that we're going to implement promote competition and therefore more engagement. I think I've said all I can to outline this video's topic so far, so let's just get right into the clip.
That guy fucking sucked. Sometimes I wonder how people get by in life, like gaming like shit. I don't care what they did. Go play another fucking game and get better. Jesus Christ. Still, it doesn't matter. For the sake of your own fucking like pride, like are you not a prideful person? Do you have no dignity? I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about the people that are. I'm talking about the people that are really bad. Like not like average or below average. I'm talking about literal dumpsters, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Those people.
Running left. To the right a little bit. Whoa! That's in the tent. Shroudy.
That guy fucking sucked. Sometimes I wonder how people get by in life, like gaming like shit. By that I mean, like, it's fine to game like shit and you play the games that you know that you can be shit at, but playing like multiplayer games and knowing your shit is fucking crazy. It actually blows my mind. And I'm not talking about like average. Average is fine. I'm talking about shit. I'm talking about literal trash. Yeah, that shit confuses the fuck out of me. I don't understand. I don't care what they did. Go play another fucking game and get better. Jesus Christ. Nobody wants to play this shitty ass fucking, shit. What shit?
If there's like MMR, you technically you won't ever face those guys after a certain point again. Yeah, but like...
Still, it doesn't matter. For the sake of your own fucking like pride, like are you not a prideful person? Do you have no dignity? You just play and you're complete garbage? I don't understand. You guys know what I mean? I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about the people that are really bad. Like not like average or below average. I'm talking about literal dumpsters, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Those people that I don't understand.
I didn't people didn't take it so literally, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. Literal dumpsters. What games do you think they should play? Like, you have AI, like, we're on those guys.
Yeah, when they don't even, they're looking at the fucking stars or something. Like, yo, look at these volumetric fucking clouds, bro. Like, those people. I just don't get it. Like, go play fucking Stardew Valley or something, and then get better. Because you will get better and you will improve in different games. I'm trying to gatekeep multiplayer games. Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm trying to gatekeep multiplayer games. That's all.
Okay, yeah, you just want them to be, like, valued.
I want them to be a valued member of the competitive like society. You know how like we as human beings, like at least most of us probably do, like agree to be like good human beings, not shit fucking people. Like that same thing should apply in video games, multiplayer competitive games. It sounds worse the more I talk about it, but you know what I mean? Like it makes sense.
I'm sure the comment section of this video has dunked on him better than I ever could, but I'd really like to examine, what he's saying and what might be the causes for it, because there was a point in my gaming career, I guess, where I felt the same way that he did. It's kind of an autistic black and white thinking sort of thing, where it's if this person doesn't give their all in this aspect of their life, then they must not try at all in any other aspect either, which is why he touches so much on pride. I don't know if he's autistic or what. I'm just, drawing some comparisons here, but the other option for that extreme of a worldview is just, the fact that this is a guy who got into competitive gaming pretty damn young, and it's carried him ever since. It's kind of like the same thing as when Joe Rogan recommends people to start up their own podcast. It's a little unrealistic, and people are just definitely not going to see the same results that you did, and it's kind of crazy to expect them to approach things from your point of view when there's no big competitive trophy at the end of how hard they try at this match. But I can see how being a competitor for so many years would drive you to think that everyone else is on that same wavelength or trying to be. I definitely felt like I could relate to some of what he was saying. There was a point where I was gaming where I was approaching it with this mindset of the time I spend in the game is for getting good at the game, so that eventually I can have fun with the game when I'm better at it. I was always chasing the high of another rank up, another win, under this, false belief that getting to the next rank and getting a better understanding of the game is what would make me enjoy my time more. And I think a lot of you that have made it to high ranks in games will know that, that's pretty much bullshit. I used to really dislike people who hung out on TF2 trade servers all day. I used to hate on people who put in thousands of hours into the game and then panicked when they got Ubered, and people who put in thousands of hours and cant tops or a pub. I thought they were idiots who didn't value their own time and their own lives. And that was until I got to the point where I got good enough to be the decider of matches. And I got so good at sniper, soldier, that I would get hacking accusations. I could shut down the entire enemy team. I would watch, Banny streams and comp tutorials just to get to that higher level of gameplay. And I can confidently say, it just didn't make me any happier, and I didn't derive any enjoyment from crushing the enemy team. I actually began to feel the opposite. I really started to feel genuine guilt for shutting down new players' ability to just play and enjoy the game. And I still do when I come up against people who are, really beginners. I do hope that I was not the reason for someone stopping their journey of enjoying TF2. I started out playing this game on my dad's computer that didn't even have a GPU and ran at 15 FPS, and I could barely tell the difference between being alive and dead. But when you're a kid playing, you tend to get a lot less discouraged than when you're an adult. And the TF2 community could use anybody you can get, and we're especially in need of bullet eaters. Somebody's got to be the cannon fodder for all the matches, and the new players are the best ones for that, and the last people you want disappearing. But I really did feel like that these people were losers because I understood the game better than they did. That makes me better than them, and they're idiots for wasting thousands of hours of their life and still sucking. And if they don't take the game seriously, they don't take life seriously. That's really how I felt, and I'm really happy that I reformed that, because as soon as I changed that approach and that mindset, I really began to play games that were fun first and not competitive first, and also just enjoy my time in general. I like the hobby a lot more. Part of what began my want for that switch was noticing how female players enjoy their games. And I don't know if you guys have seen this tweet, but it makes the rounds every once in a while, and I find it pretty funny. It reads, "Women be doing fucked up shit in video games, man, like evil ass shit, like Sims 4 eugenics and Animal Crossing housing discrimination. I know what the fuck is in your soul. I saw you create a ghetto in Animal Crossing." It was pretty funny for me because, that definitely went against the impression I got for how most women gamers enjoy their games. I thought it would be a lot more innocent than that. I also found a thread of some Sims players talking about how they used to enjoy the old games. I'd like to read some of those for you as well. They're pretty funny. Back in the Sims busting out when I was little, I would host a fake reality show with my Sims called Who Dies First. I put 4 Sims in an empty lot and starved them to death. The winner would get a house and all the essentials: fridge, toilet, bed, shower, etc. Sometimes there would be no winner at all, as all 4 would die at once. I would also be making commentary on their suffering as it went on, making light of my Sim's horrible situation. Here's another one. We had this male Sim who was very handsome and an upstanding member of the community. He was a politician and everyone in town loved him because he was so charming. But underneath his beautiful house was the most elaborate dungeon ever. I think we had like 10 people trapped under there, most of them his exes. They all had numbered rooms, so we wrote every room number on a piece of paper and put it in a box. Then we also had 2 other boxes. One was slips of paper that had something good, like extra food, released from the room for a day, etc. And another was slips that were bad, no toilet for the day, no food, etc. So each day we'd pick 2 rooms from the box, then pick a random slip from the good box and the bad box, and our prisoners would be subjected to whatever cruelties or benefits we'd find. I'm ashamed to say it was so much fun, LMAO. This is kind of the heart of what I'm trying to get at here, is wanting to view games as a template, as a canvas for self-expression, and just giving players crazy ways to enjoy themselves, rather than funneling everyone down a rigid plan of rank ups and improvement and studying and boring shit. I used to do some things that were pretty similar to that. I'd play MGS3 and jump off a cliff or kill Snake every single time I got spotted. Even though there was no reward for doing that, I just felt like it was its own reward to get to the end of the game, having played everything without being spotted. Even though, that's not what the stats reflect. It was just nice to see what the game would have been like if I was able to accomplish that feat. TF2 has a lot of this as well. Boxing Heavy, Bat Scout, Caber Demo. These are all completely worthless ways of playing the game as far as teamwork and victory is concerned, but they are fun first approaches, and I think that's really what a lot of us need more of in modern gaming. I really think that we're losing our identities and our personal methods of expression in favor of these systems that are just engagement and competitive focused. The subtext with a lot of these games, especially the ones that are sponsored by streamers, is, play as much as you can, try your ass off, and hopefully one day you'll get to be a pro with a big stream and you'll get invited to fancy events where you can win big money and everybody will be so impressed with how good you are at our game. I definitely have to say that if you were to try to get your coworkers or your family involved in terms of showing them a clip, I'm sure people would find a silly situation in TF2 much more funny and palatable to the average viewer rather than some spastic slide canceling in Call of Duty Warzone. I think we've kind of fallen for a Ponzi scheme here run by a lot of these larger streamers and these game companies that put out these competitive focused games. It's kind of like, a male version of OnlyFans at this rate, the way we're all just getting conned into thinking that there's some big light at the end of the tunnel for all of us who dump our free afternoons into these games. I firmly believe that the reality to games and gaming is just that there isn't any more value to gaming than the enjoyment we derive from it. And I definitely think that you're much more likely to have genuine fun in a game that prioritizes that in its development rather than prioritizing engagement. I think it's a trap and I think it's a lie. The next rank really won't make you feel that much better about how you spent your time. We shouldn't be clocking into our games and our battle passes looking at it like, oh, what do I got what's on the menu today? How hard am I going to have to sweat to unlock the mythic purple dragon skin? How many victory royales do I need to unlock the Ice Spice twerk emote? This contagion, as I view it, has really spread to a lot of games that you might not think it would have, such as the World War II FPS. Very often, games like that, their stated goal is fun through teamwork. I decided to get into a World War II game called Hell Let Loose, and that was after months of enjoying my time with Day of Defeat, the original game. I was questioning whether I should get Hell Let Loose or Squad 44, and in one of the Steam discussions I found where they talked about and compared the two, they mentioned that Hell Let Loose had progression systems and Squad 44 doesn't, and someone made the point of how that is fundamentally incompatible with the concept of teamwork. If your team requires a satchel charge to accomplish a certain objective, you just can't help your squad accomplish that goal if you're under-leveled on that class. There's no way around it until you dump enough time into the game and in that specific class till you get that tool. It really blew me away that that problem just never came up in Day of Defeat. Never. If you need the MG, you play MG. If you need the rocket launcher, you play the rocket launcher class. The game's primary goal is teamwork, and the tools are always at your disposal in order for you to succeed. Hell Let Loose's progression system is an absolute slog, and the best way to level up isn't even by playing the class that you want. The game is blatantly wasting your time, and it almost seems scared to show you what it has to offer. It really gave me the impression that the devs are embarrassed of what they've created, and they're scared to show you everything they've got. like they know the core gameplay is lacking. If you have to hide important mechanics like what a satchel charge does behind hours and hours of playtime, are you really that proud of what you've produced? It's no secret that these progression and ranking systems and battle passes are just here to keep us playing for as long as possible until you get to the point where you want to buy some skins. That's the end goal for these modern games, not fun, memorable experiences to make you want to fit in with the crowd, to give you that feeling of FOMO, until you get self-conscious enough about your default skin that you finally shell out some money and lock yourself into this game. Making players scared to not play rather than excited to play is a strange direction that I don't think we could have predicted, but it's readily apparent now to all of us that take a look. I don't think that's fun, and I don't think you think that's fun either. I think we should really cut the BS and start putting more of our time into games that respect us by listening to the community and making core game modes fun-based rather than addiction and FOMO-based.